Right, good news having a few back this week.
Yes, it makes a difference. I think numbers in training's also been beneficial because not only do you miss them in a game, but you don't get them in training as well, which makes it hard to practice some areas of the game. But yeah, positive news.
Are you starting to be able to sort of really put your finger on which areas need to be sorted out soonest?
Oh, listen, I could. You put your finger on after round one, after round two. It isn't a case that we don't know what's wrong, but sport's not a science. Sport's not something that you just go put a block in place and put that in place and all of a sudden things work. That's the beauty of sport. That's why it's such a fascinating concept, because you go practice it and we're not good at it, and that's the hard thing. That's the tough thing. Sometimes you find a different way of saying the same thing, or just sometimes you're just not that good at that moment in time, and you've got to wear it. You've got to take it on the chin, and the danger would be to overreact, and make too big a thing about some things that are probably not in our control. And a couple of blokes out of form, and you just got to maybe just stick with them, hold their hand through it, and let's all stick together through this tough period.
Is Danny back slightly earlier than you thought?
Absolutely, yeah, he is. Carl Ablett is in the same boat. He's likely to feature. Brett Delaney is. Joe Moon is. They're all back well before. They're putting their hand up, and it's the medical people have done a fantastic job to even get them to this stage where they're able to train with us. And I suppose if the medical people if it was utopia for them, they'd probably have another month off and make sure that they come back. And the danger of reoccurrence of injury is not there, but there's no utopia where we're at the moment. We've got to go and do some things a little bit before what was planned. Old school used to say playing with pain. You're playing with the pain, you play with injury, and that was wrong back then, because people used to break down. They'd be back for a month and then would break down, and they found it harder to get over and then the small term injury became a long term injury. And just over the last 10 years, I suppose, but certainly over the last 5-6 years, the physios really do know now why people get injured, and they can actually predict when they're going to get injured again. And they've got all sorts of red flag systems when somebody's likely to get injured again, and there's also the amount of training that some of these fellas who are coming back from injury can do is limited, but needs must at times. And you just got to say, right, we'll park all that, we'll listen to all that. It isn't that we're trivialising it or we don't rate it, but just for now, these fellas need to play, and that's where we're at.
In terms of Carl Ablett coming back, how much have the side missed him and what he does in the middle of the park?
He's a quiet achiever, Cal. A lot of quality comes out of his game. A huge work rate, and he's always involved in some sort of line break or setting up for a try. So, and he's a fantastic defensive player as well. But I'm not sure where his body's at. He's another one that's come back early from injury. But I think we'll get him out there and test him and see how he goes.
Having players like him, Jeremy James Buchanan and Brett Delaney back available this week, will that give a different look to either side?
It certainly gives some of the young fellas a bit of confidence, and gives the whole group a little bit of, I suppose, a good feeling. We've got to go out there and do it, though.
Jordan Lilly's done a really good job, hasn't he, in difficult circumstances. Do you take the opportunity to sort of rest him now and just pull him out of the firing line a bit?
I think, yeah, that would be a good assessment. The young fellas will come in, and rarely do you see a young fella come into a team and then you just leave him in there, and before you know it, he's played 200 games. They always need a bit of a rest. They always go through a bit of a blip, and I think Jordan's his experience with us has been great for him, and he's been vital in some games for us, whether we've won or lost. He's played a crucial role, in keeping us within touching distance. But it's probably the right time for him to step down for a week.